the executive overhaul, I specialize in making sure that businesses get their crap together. And so I help small businesses all over just do that. Get your stuff together. One of the things that people ask me every single day is why are my employees quitting? People are asking that question all the time. And I'm really, my number one question is, have you talked to your employees? Have you spent time talking to your employees? Because one of the things that I know that there are a lot of reasons that people leave, and most of the time it is leadership. But even beyond its leadership, people often feel unappreciated at work, and so then we throw this, the notorious pizza party, or I own a business that does retreats, so you bring everybody to hang loose, and you do a corporate retreat, and some people are happy because that's what they needed the recognition, they need the relaxation, they need to feel seen and appreciated, but others were not even looking for that in the first place. And so my first question to anybody who's asking the question, why are my employees leaving, is, have you talked to your employees? If you haven't talked to your employees, there is no way to know what the pulse or the temperature is at your business. And here's the truth: big employees and team members who feel seen, heard, and appreciated, they don't leave their jobs. They often will find other ways to make it work, but people are often looking for a place that they can belong. They're often looking for a place where their work matters, where they seem appreciated. Now, there are some things like upward movement, and we'll talk about that on a different video. But what I want to ask you the question is, have you talked to your people? And when you talk to them, what did they say? When you talk to your people, did you find out that maybe Steve, money is not as important to him this year as it was last year, because last year he got married, and so paying off for that wedding was so important to him. But this year they're having a baby, and so now this year he needs more time. He needs the flexibility, and you requiring him to be in the office is not working for his flexibility. He's missing all the milestones. Last week he didn't get to see the baby turn over, and he's worried that he won't get to see the baby take its first steps, or maybe there's this war going on in his house. What's the baby's first words going to be? Is it going to be mama or dada? And he's scared he's going to miss it because he never gets to be there. He's always working for you, and while his work is fulfilling, now the family is taking a higher priority in his mind, and your business is not fitting into his overall goal and vision for his life. And so we see that happen all the time. But then maybe Margaret is more concerned about recognition. She just wants to know that she's appreciated for what she does. She feels like she spends 80 hours in the office, and she's doing knocking it out of the park for her clients, but nobody ever says anything to her. And so her feeling appreciated looks like you sending an email saying, man, Margaret is killing it. Man, Margaret is really nailing it this week. And often giving her the recognition. For other people, giving them autonomy is what they need. And so you saying, hey, I've got some ideas for this next direction. I don't really know where we're going to go. What do you think? For other people, it's feeling like they have upward mobility and there's hope for them in the future, that they're not going to always be stuck in this role. Whatever it is, your job as the CEO, the COO, the president of this company, or even the manager of this department is to have a pulse on what do your people need. Because if you don't have a pulse on what your people need, you will forever be watching YouTube videos. You'll forever be on the internet. You'll be enrolling in classes, trying to become a better manager. But at the end of the day, unless you know your people, you can't lead them anywhere because you don't even know what their pitfalls are. Quick story: when I was a kid, I sucked at running. Like, sucked at running. The jacked up part, as out of all the grandkids, everybody was track stars, but me. I sucked at running. My little sister was insanely better at running than I am. All of my cousins were great runners. Well, guess what? I was a karate prodigy. I liked to golf, and I had this thing for music. And if my parents would have neglected the fact that I just was not gifted to run, I still run awkwardly. And no, I'm not going to put B-roll of me running up, but I still run awkwardly. If my parents would have neglected the fact that I was different than from my sister and my cousins, I would forever resented them. But I honored them, I cherished them because they realized I was different. I was really smart, and I had different interests. And so they put their resources into what I was good at and what was of value to me. And so I see it over and over again with businesses, with organizations. If you want to retain your people, you have to know what's important to them. because you can't hammer home what's important to you until they feel like you understand what's important to them. Don't tell me how much you care until you show me how much you care. Don't tell me what you want until you show me that you see me. And I guarantee just that one thing will start to shift the culture of your business. And remember this, there is no cookie cutter, one fit size fits all. And it's also one of those things that changes over time. What is valuable to someone in this season may not be valuable next year. And so you can't just always throw a bonus at Steve, because next year Steve might, like I said, might value time. And then, if things get hard at home, he might need a pat on the back to be reminded that he's actually pretty good at something. You've got to keep a pulse on your people. And if you keep a pulse on your people will keep a pulse on your business. And that is how we run successful businesses. It's not all about the numbers. Now I'm going to tell you this, the numbers matter. Having good margins matter. But you can train those skills. You cannot train somebody to be felt and seen and heard. You've got to feel, see, and hear. I'll catch you next time on the Executive Overhaul.